What's up, guys? The Lazy Goldmaker. Today we're talking about what I expected to be one of the best gold making methods in Wrath, Darkmoon decks. Well, how did it work out? So I barely got into this market. I almost didn't do it at all. I didn't come into that Wrath with that much gold. I had about 7,000 gold on launch. So I was planning to not do it, but then I'd made a good chunk of gold by Friday, and I'd loaned some gold from some friends, and I was sitting on Discord, and one of them just pushed me into doing it. So I did it for the memes essentially, and it paid off. It paid off pretty nicely, as we can see here. I actually sold this for 15,500. It traded me another 500 gold afterwards. So this was nice. I crafted 2 Nobles decks on Friday. Crafted the first one, cost me about 7,000 gold. Sold it for 15,500, and then I crafted another one for about 7,500, 8,000, and we sold this on the auction house. It was posted for 15,000. So after the auction house cut, I got 14,200. And then I ended up using all of the all of the profits from that, and I crafted another deck for myself. I mean, as we can see here, if we go to expenses, obviously I've spent 11,000 gold on Adder's Tongue. I've spent 17,000 gold on Eternal Life. I've used Adder's Tongue on other stuff as well. So yeah, we're pretty much like breaking even after I crafted my own one, or just making a couple of thousand gold profit. But if I hadn't crafted one for myself, if I hadn't spent all the profits on getting one for myself, obviously we'd be making out like bandits from this market. Fantastic. So you might ask, well, Lazy, why didn't you tell us you were doing this while you were doing it? Why are you recording this video now? Well, I don't like making videos where I haven't actually personally tested out the market. So now I have tested out this market, but sadly now the Darkmoon faire is gone, so you can't do it right now. You can't turn in your decks like Nobles decks have collapsed in value. Why? Because you're not going to be able to turn them in for another week. Why on earth would you buy a Nobles deck right now? It's literally a complete waste of money. So Noble decks are 6.5k, but Darkmoon card greatness are still 16,000, 17,000 gold, because they're very valuable still. They're very useful. You can equip these. You can't equip the Nobles deck. So that's how it is. Now there is an opportunity for the next faire. However, there might even be a potential to craft right now if people are actually buying for them right now. But I think that's stupid. But we're coming back to town again, and obviously prices on materials has just absolutely cratered. Eternal Life, I was buying these for an average of 29 gold each. They're 8 gold now. And honestly, I think they can go lower because who's buying this? It's barely used for anything else besides Darkmoon decks. That's pretty much the only thing that's used for. Adder's Tongue has gone from about 3 gold I bought for an average of 2.2 gold. It looks like. It's down to 1 gold. It was down at 90 silver. This one obviously is used for some other stuff. It's used for Potion of Speed. It's used for glyphs and stuff. So it's going to see some demand. And I'm sure that Ice Thorn and Lich Bloom are not as cheap because they're used for flasks. And they're the same. Never mind. All of these are 1 gold. The Dead Nettle, the lower level ones, they were like down to 30 silver, 40 silver. So all these prices are down, which means that by the next faire you can probably get a Darkmoon, finish a Darkmoon card greatness for 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 gold, depending a little bit on exactly how these prices change. I expect them to fall even further, at least Eternal Life, but we'll just see. So I think you absolutely still can get in this market, but not for right now. Obviously there's no point in investing a lot of gold in this right now. You can potentially start buying the materials, but what you'd want to do is aim to have at least 1 Nobles deck, potentially more, ready for when the next Darkmoon faire opens. And the next Darkmoon faire is going to open right around here on the 6th of November. So that's almost a full month. So what you'd want to do is particularly start buying maybe around this week, buying materials, or either this week or the week after. These 2 weeks, I'd start buying materials. Then you want to craft and make sure that you have 1 or more decks ready to go. I'm sure that we'll start seeing people trade cards in chat as we get close to the fair, and you definitely want to trade your cards so you have as little waste as humanly possible. So any card you get multiples of, you want to trade that for cards that you haven't gotten yet, and that's going to help you cut your crafting cost a lot. Now you can actually calculate your profits. There's this nice little spreadsheet right here by Baron or Sea Strike Gaming. He made this specifically for like raiders who are looking to craft, essentially just craft greatness for themselves. So this calculator is fantastic because it will tell you the rough cost of crafting a deck, or at least of crafting a certain number of cards. So I've typically been using 40 cards as what I expect to need to craft on average. So if you input all of the current prices on my realm, crafting 40 cards is going to cost me 4,000 gold. So that's roughly the cost. Now, obviously, if you craft a larger number of cards, then you're going to be closer to the average of 32 cards per greatness deck. And particularly if you use trading as well in trade chat, then maybe you can go 35. I wouldn't really go lower than that because you're going to have some card waste, some RNG. So you want to make sure that you're actually making a profit. So you can see this is 3.6k. You might remember the Darkmoon deck. The Nobles deck is posted for 6,500. So I could potentially do this profitably right now. I'm not going to because honestly, like, who's going to buy Nobles decks right now? They have to be really dumb. And I don't want to rely on someone being stupid to make gold. I want to just focus on things that people are doing because it's smart. Because there's just way more demand there. Way easier to consistently make gold when people are doing it, buying something because it's a good idea to buy it. So this spreadsheet is just fantastic. Just head over to Baron's video or just get the link in the description. Make a copy, and then go to town. Just add the price of the herbs and the price of eternal life here, and the quantity. I like 35 or 40, something like that. You want to make sure that you're making a profit, and you can just compare that to the price of Darkmoon cards or the Greatness card or the Nobles deck. There's also obviously the potential to get a good chunk of Darkmoon cards ready after the fair. So at the end of next fair, you can maybe turn in some extra decks if you have them. Make sure you turn them into Darkmoon deck trinkets. We can see here that the agility and strength greatness sells at roughly the same pace. So there's no specific reason to get like way more of one of them. Both of them sell well. I'd probably focus a little bit more on strength because I feel like those classes are more popular, which means that they're more likely to feel the need to put on a expensive trinket to outparse their brethren. But that's it. So to do this, you just need to buy a lot of Adder's Tongue, and you're gonna mill it all. You're gonna craft all your Inks of the Sea, and extremely importantly, you are going to go to the ink trader and turn all of your excess inks, all of your Inks of the Sea. I usually just milled. I did on this character, I milled until I had 300, 400 Inks of the Sea. Then once I'd crafted all my 300-400 Inks of the Sea, it was an easy jaunt over to Dalaran. Make sure you have your Hearthstone. You run over to the ink trader and you turn literally all of those 300-400 Inks of the Sea into Snowfall ink. 10 Ink of the Sea per Snowfall ink, and that's just an absolute necessity. And then you can go back. Now you've freed up more space. Now you can craft. Now you have room for more herbs that you can mill. You need to mill a huge amount of herbs. I milled 5,000 Adder's Tongue since launch, and I didn't go that hard in the market. So be prepared for that, and have some fun. I think it's going to be profitable next fair as well. This is a very annoying market. It's very time consuming. It's a lot of milling. It's very risky, or it feels very risky because there's RNG, but you can mitigate a large portion of the RNG by trading in chat and to get the cards you're missing. And yeah, I think there's potential to make thousands of gold next fair as well, because this is not just a pre-raid best in slot piece. This is something that is legitimately best in slot for many classes, and there's definitely going to be a lot more people willing to buy a Darkmoon card Greatness at 6,000 gold compared to 16,000, 17,000 gold, what they were during the first fair. If they're selling for 6,000-7,000 gold, there's going to be a lot more people interested, and also by that time there's going to be a lot more raw gold in the game. We're generating tons of raw gold from dailies every day. So I think that this has some good potential, and if you don't have a scribe leveled up, then go get one. It's free gold just from glyphs as well. You can make a decent chunk, even though a lot of the profit is gone. It's not worthless. So yeah, get your scribe ready and start buying when you feel that the material prices have plateaued or have reached their bottom, and enjoy the next fair when it rolls into town.